Howdy folks, TJ here. How about networking some Atari computers? If you've been watching my channel, I recently made a video that I connected my TT030 to my Mega STe via MIDI cables, which was really cool. But I had started out wanting to use a LAN port. The LAN port with these little adapters that are LocalTalk connectors. I tried to connect my TT030 to my Mega STe via the LAN port. No go. I tried to add my Falcon to the mix. No go. It was complicated. I've been trying to figure this out for years. It's like having a quilt up on a wall. It looks nice and comfy, but it's up on the wall as a picture. You can't put it on your body because you get in trouble putting that nice quilt on your body. I like to use things. You made a quilt to get snugly and warm, not to sit up on a wall. There's a LAN port in here. I want to damn use the thing. There's a LAN port on my Mega STe. There's a LAN port on my Falcon. So many years ago, over in the Atari Age group, I asked, and other people I've kind of explored and searched have asked, how about this LAN port? Is it LocalTalk compatible? Can it talk to an Apple? Can you network the computers? Yes. And no, and yes, and nothing in concrete evidence, visual proof, a video that shows you an Atari connected together with a LAN port. There were some people in the mix that said, oh yeah, I used this and used that, and it worked. But that was it. There was no firm evidence of it damn working. So this year, after I finally have the world of Atari, the year of Atari, 2025, I've been exploring it deeper. I finally purchased some of these adapters. In the world of Apple, there's LocalTalk, and LocalTalk was commonly, Farallon and LocalTalk were like hand in hand, peanut butter and jelly. They just worked. I had tons of these. I had older Apples that I would network together with a Farallon adapter. This little doohickey plugged into your Mac or printer, Apple printer. And this end has these little, I've got to itch my nose off camera. That was probably not off camera, was it? Damn it! It may have been. Let me look. Let me look and see if this. Oh no, that's probably. I've got allergies, bad allergies, but I'm gonna go with it. Maybe I don't need to fuzz it out. You know, I get itchies. My nose. Anyway, this little adapter. On the end is connectors for, and I'm going to hide my face so maybe it focuses in, a telephone cord, an RJ11 telephone cord. Everybody in the world had them, and you could network Apple computers together with a phone cord and these little adapters. Awesome. So I purchased some after finally getting off my duff, and I forget when I asked, it was probably back in 2023 over on Atari Age. I said, hey, you know what? Software was available on the Apples to make the LAN ports work. And one of them was a program called Universal Network. So they had a link for it. Somebody brought up a link and I downloaded it. Year or two goes by and I finally got to trying to use it. I bought a couple of these adapters. I had telephone cord. I downloaded the software. I put it on a floppy, but I can't get it installed. I ran into a conundrum. That conundrum was that you had to type in your address and a serial number. Didn't have a serial number, so I tried various numbers. None of them worked. And then magically on eBay, I saw somebody selling the Universal Network software, and they had a picture of the floppy, and there was a serial number on the floppy. I tried that one, and it still didn't work. It's like, what the hell? I did serious hacking here. I found a serial number. I dug, and sometimes hacking is the most low-level stuff that just, you saw a picture on the internet, and you found a serial number for it. So I tried it, and it didn't work. So I have a feeling that the instructions that came with this Universal Network, it was a little off. It said basically you did this, and then there was this, I forget the name of the program, but there was some initiate program or something, and there was no such thing in this directory. So I have a feeling it was an older version or a newer version. Maybe the serial numbers didn't match. Anyway, I moved on. I found a program called Duet that also claimed to work with LocalTalk connectors. And I still couldn't get the son of a bee's weasels to work. Duet was a two-way, one-on-one connection of two computers, either through MIDI or through LocalTalk. LocalTalk, at least these Farallon adapters, couldn't get it to work. I tried the MIDI, still couldn't get it to work, but after tinkering, I got the MIDI ones to work. So it's like, awesome. So I made a video on that, and I showed you my Mega STe over there and my TT connected via MIDI cables, sharing some documents. Cool, I finally got networking with my old Ataris. But damn it, the LAN ports weren't working. That's what I want to use. The port's there, I've got to use it. So I continue just putting little morsels out there and reading and searching and Googling. Finally, a gentleman named, I'm guessing a gentleman, Don Apple. Maybe it's Don Apple. I don't know. It could be a lady, it could be a dude. I think it's a dude. Maybe his name's Don, and he likes apples. Anyway, over on the Atari-Forum group, and he said, hey, I successfully used this PowerNet software using two Apple LocalTalk connectors, and it worked. And I was like, awesome. Okay, there's no visual proof. Again, there's no video, but there is somebody saying in modern times, 2025, February, that he got it to work. So, and I had downloaded this PowerNet software also, but I had never tried it. So I tried it, and he gave some pointers, and I couldn't get it to work with these Farallon LocalTalk connectors. So I was a little uptight. I tried through MIDI, because there was a MIDI option on PowerNet, and I still couldn't get it to work. So I thought, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just being adult. And he, step by step, said what settings he selected for the diskette and the software install. And I did exactly the same thing. Originally, I tried it again. It still wouldn't work. So I was thinking, I said, what adapters are you using? He's using the original Apple branded LocalTalk connectors. They're similar. And Apple, of course, had a nice big box set compared to a little, I'm sure Farallon sold box sets too, but Apple sold their own LocalTalk locking connector kit DIN 8. Okay? Now, this is 100% LocalTalk compatible, so I may have just purchased two of these different sellers, delivered $35 a piece, so I've just spent $70. And you go, TJ, you can just, for $100 plus shipping, so around probably $125 USD, I could purchase one of those net USB devices and connect it, but that would only be on one computer. How am I going to connect it to another one? So I would have to buy two, so that's $250 roughly, give or take, and I could connect two Ataris together. But again, the LAN port's there. I want to use it. And I'm stubborn. So I went ahead and just said, okay, maybe there's just something. It says 100% compatible. These Farallon adapters are LocalTalk connectors. They've been around for generations. So I said, okay, one last resort. I'm going to make a video of me setting everything up. I'm going to buy two of these son of a bees weasels, and we're going to do it. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to post that video and say, hey, Don Apple, can you just watch the video for the hell of it and see what it is that I'm maybe not doing that you did that made yours work? Because now I've got your exact connector and cables. Now, these are decades old, so maybe one of them could be bad. I sure hope not, because I don't want to keep spending money. But at this point, if I can't get this to work, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll just say, fine, buy two net USBs and connect that way. But anyway, so these I'm going to put to rest for now. Maybe one day I'll get a couple of old Macs and I'll be able to use these Farallons. What's cool about these is, again, regular telephone cord. What's that mean? Every house in the world has telephone cabling going through their house. So back in the olden days, you could slightly terminate cables, and I could connect down here in my office, a Mac, and upstairs a Mac, and use these Farallon connectors with a telephone cord to the plugs that are on the walls and be able to room connect apples. It was so cool. I was envisioning me doing that with my Ataris. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case, but who knows? Anyway, let me put this one aside. So the LocalTalk connectors, again, LocalTalk, but it's a little different. Instead of being telephone cable, it's using a 3-pin DIN 8 to DIN 3 or whatever you call it, cable. So it's a little bit different. The DIN 8 connector is what the RS422 connector on these Ataris, and the apples are. So that makes a connection there. And then you have to run their special cable from point A to point B. So this kit came in a nice box. And it came with this was sealed, by the way. At least one of them is sealed. The other one that I bought that's arriving today, it wasn't sealed, but it says unused. This manual is unused in its plastic wrap still. And then it came with a LocalTalk locking connector, cabling, little cheat sheet here, I guess bill of materials. It then, inside of it, has a sweet Apple logo. And it's got the cable. This is no telephone cable. It's got, you're not going to be able to see this, but it's got a similar connector, but there's only 3 pins in here. So maybe these 3 pins are not identical to the Farallon 3 pins because it's using a telephone cord, and maybe things are slightly wired different. I can't imagine if it says 100% compatible. That's what pisses me off. Those should work. So this may be for nothing. I made a whole video, but I'm going to do it anyway because I want to see Don Apple. If I can't get this to work later today, I'm going to post the video up anyway and say, hey, Don, can you take a look at it? Yeah, I don't know if your name's Don, but anyway, look at it. Where am I going wrong? Because I want this to work. Unless the port's bad. But would the port be bad on all 3 of my... I tried multiple ways. Falcon to Mega STe, Mega STe to TT, TT to Falcon. I tried it every configuration known to man with that Farallon. Anyway, the adapter's similar size. Here's the Farallon, here's the Apple, and it's got a little, same DIN 8 style connector. I don't know that it's going to probably focus in on my face, but anyway, it's got the same type of connector that goes into the TT030, Mega STe, and Falcon. On this end, that's what plugs in there, and then on this end, instead of being telephone cabling, it's going to use this big cord. So this into my TT030, this cable in here, all the way over to, and it should work the length. I've got 2 of these, so it came with a little adapter that you could, I'm guessing, connect one together, because this cable's about 6 to 7 feet long. Connect that to this little splitter or whatever adapter, and then an adapter to its 7-foot cable. So I'll have enough cable to reach the 2, and I'm going to connect these up. I'm going to then, with this magical floppy that I've installed a fresh batch of PowerNet on, I'm going to try to install on my TT030, my Mega STe, with the cables already connected, and I'm going to install it, set it up, and I sure hope it works. I don't know if it will, but if it doesn't, I've got video here that shows me rambling on and talking about all sorts of stuff. If it works, then I'm going to buy 1 more of these and connect my Falcon, where I have the Falcon, TT030, Mega STe, all LAN ported together, communicating at a super low speed, but it's done. It's working, and it's not that quilt up on a wall doing nothing other than looking pretty. So I'm waiting for 1 more of these Apple LocalTalk connectors. I sure hope this works. It'll be fun because I'm going to make it, for once, video proof that it's working. And then other people could say, okay, if you want to connect these, this is what you do for a commoner, like a thing for dummies, a book for dummies. And I'm sure a dummy or adult at times, but I think I was doing it right, but maybe I'm not. Anyway, if it all works out, I will be tickled pink. So let me wait for that other Apple Talk, LocalTalk connector to come in. I'll do this install on the camera. We'll record it together in case I'm doing something wrong, and then hopefully it just works. What should happen is there will be an N hard drive icon or directory appear up on the desktop, and when you double click on it, it will open up, and there'll be a folder in there that says the word on this one, Mega STe, because it's seeing the Mega STe over here. My Mega STe over here, when I double click on the N icon and open it up, it's going to see one named, a folder in there called TT030. So it's going to see its contents over here. That's it. And then I can transfer files back and forth. So I sure hope this works. So hold tight. I'll come back and we'll do the install together. And hopefully it works. If it does, awesome. I'll post the video as is. You'll see that it worked. You'll see what I've been running into. And if it doesn't work, I will post it up also and say, hey, people, look, I'm doing it right. And if these 2 don't talk, I'll try the TT and the Falcon. If those don't work, I'll try the Falcon and the Mega STe. By then, I've tried every scenario. And I don't know, maybe this house is just haunted with no LAN port connectivity. But damn it, I'm going to get it to work. Hold tight. All right, it arrived, the second Apple LocalTalk connector. I have booted my Atari TT030 and Mega STe. I've already plugged in both of these adapters, and I can show you if you want, if you don't believe me, but I did. I plugged in all the cabling, and they're now connected. We're going to start with the TT030, and I double-clicked on the install program that was on the floppy that I downloaded the software. So on this serial number screen, what Don Apple did was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he entered his name and information. So I'm going to put TJ Ferreira, Ferreira, there we go. Your address, 123 Atari Society Drive. Your city, Atari Society, California, with a zip code of 95, I don't know, something. What's Cupertino's and so what's actually Sunnyvale's address? It's probably not on anything that I have here. I should have probably printed that out. Let's just do 95. What was some of 94? I just need to type in a number. I should have wrote down something. 95. I'm stuck. 95945. No, 95045. I don't know what that is. No, I'm going to stop. I'm going to go get Sunnyvale's zip code. So hold on a second. I'm going to start this again. So hold tight. I got the address. And I got a pen. Okay, let's go back up. Can I redo this? We're going to put Atari's address. So 121265 Borregas, B-O-R-R-E-G-A-S, Borregas Avenue. And then we're going to go down to, got to change this to Sunnyvale, California. So S-U-N-N-Y-V-A-L-E, comma, C-A, with a zip code of 94089. 94089. Okay, it's like I worked at Atari. That was a dream of mine, actually, when I was younger. The information is complete. Please continue. I click continue. Make sure the master disk is in drive A and it's not write protected. The floppy's a whirring, and it does this little thing to basically set up the floppy that you're supposed to store as your master. Please select the device from which your system boots. So that's drive C. Continue. Start with a blank set of dialogues. Use old setup or clear and continue. Clear and continue. Please select the network hardware that you'll use. I'm going to use the Mega STe TT LAN port. Please continue. Choose a drive to represent the network, and we're going to do N. I should have stuck my Atari damn mouse on there. This one's clunky. Continue. Please enter the name of this node. This is going to be TT030. Continue. Which will this node act as a server? Yes. Is a server? Continue. Please enter the number of nodes. We're going to do 2 for now. 2. TT030 and Mega STe. Enter this node's ID number. We're going to call this one number 1. Please select drive to make inaccessible. I would actually like A and B to be accessible, but it's saying don't do it. So for now, let's just call them not accessible. That's fine. Continue. Please select devices to make inaccessible. All these highlighted ones are inaccessible. For now, I don't have a printer or any of these other things, so I think I can leave these as is, or I could just go ahead and click them all and make them all accessible. But for now, let's just stick with the canned thing that it came with. So let's click continue. Are you sure you answered the questions correctly? I lied about the address, but I work at Atari, so continue. Writing files to my hard drive. The files are written to the boot disk. You must reboot to have the network run. After the network is run, run config. Okay, so we're going to click finished, and we're going to reboot this computer because I now need to use the config. And I'm going to actually turn it off, not use the reset button in case there's something still in there that it thinks it has or whatever. I should have probably, I forget if I had deleted the old PowerNet folder, but at this point it should have rewritten everything, so I should be okay. So we're starting it back up. In fact, while it's booting up, I'm going to go over here and make sure my C drive over here on the Mega STe doesn't have a, I think I already threw it away. Yeah, I don't see a Power DOS folder directory on here. I think I chucked that already, so I'm good on this one. Okay, cool. All right. I don't need to go through the whole memory test, so I'm going to hit space. Memory test complete. Atari hard driver. Seeing the SCSI drive. Booted. Power DOS. And it says the Power LocalTalk version 1.0, so it sees that. Let's stop this because I want to add the Power DOS to it. Now, why is it showing twice? Do I have two folders now? So now I've just screwed myself up by not deleting the other one. I'm going to select just the top one, thinking that's probably the one that it's doing. So let's just go ahead and I want to do this one again. Let's just see what happens. I don't think I'm going to have two Power DOS directories. I think it's just that one seeing the old C, Power DOS. Okay. Let's go into A, because we need to run the config program. Configure.prg. Bumblebee, busy bee. Okay, select the device from which you are booting. Drive C, continue. Should this node have alias hard drives? Now, this I've done nothing with, and I don't believe Don Apple did anything either. But for now, we're going to just click continue. Do you wish to have cache? I'm just going to continue through all these as if I'm not selecting any of these things. Do you wish to set this node's time and date from another node? No. Are you sure I've answered everything correctly? Yes. Continue. Writing files. Files written successfully. You'll need to reboot. Finito. So we're going to reboot again. And we'll turn off. Wait a couple seconds. I like to give it a few seconds. Turn it back on. Isn't this fun? I'm taking you through the whole motion. Like I said, I have a feeling I need to delete one of those Power DOSes from, whatchamacallit, the Xboot. I don't remember if I threw away the other folder, but it's booting up with it, so I think we're good. Power DOS, LocalTalk. It's bringing up all that info. And I forgot to save it, so click that one. Save. We're going to save it. Can I delete this? No, I don't know why it's showing that. That's weird. I'm going to have to go look a little closer. Maybe it's pulling up the one from the floppy or something. I don't know. Let's continue. Very basic Xboot. So now this is booted into... I don't think it should have booted into low resolution here. That's kind of weird. I don't think I changed anything. Let's go ahead and turn this off. We're going to put the camera over here, and we're going to turn this back on and let it boot up naturally. I'm pretty sure it saved it, and I'll kind of peek behind it. We're turning that back on. We're going to turn this camera around a little bit, because we're going to actually show the Mega STe, and that I'm doing all the same things on it. So let me Pan out a little bit. Bring in the camera. Focus in. All right. I need to steal this floppy from over here and stick it in here. Go up to A. And double click on install. Now I shouldn't have to enter the address in again because it should have picked it up from before. You may not see me in the video right now, but you're going to see the screen and all this stuff coming up. And I'm just keeping an eye on my TT030 over here to make sure it boots up as normal. Okay, good. It's up as normal. Drive C, which is my Supra drive. We're going to do Mega STe TT LAN port. Continue. Please choose a letter to represent. It's going to be the same. N is November. Network. Continue. Please enter the name of this node. Mega STe. Continue. Yes, it's a server. Continue. Number of nodes. 2. Continue. Enter the node number 2. Continue. Select drive. We'll keep it the same A and B. We're going to keep this the same. All those are not available. Are you sure I've answered the questions? Yes. Writing the files to boot disk. And it's finished and I need to reboot. So it's finished. Let me shut. Oh, I'm just kind of dotting my I's, crossing my T's, shutting off the Mega STe, waiting a few moments, and turning it back on. And then we're going to run the configure program, and then we're going to put the camera back over on the TT, and we're going to look. We're going to bring up the N directories on the desktop and see if they see each other. If they don't, man, I'm going to be uptight. I'm going to hit spacebar to just get it into the Supra hard disk self-boot. Power DOS. LocalTalk device. You see it all coming up. Floppy. Configure. Drive C. Continue. None of the alias stuff. None of the cache stuff. None of the background stuff. We just want to get these two connected. Nothing about times. And we're continuing. It's successfully written. Reboot the computer after I shut the floppy down. We're going to shut this off. And I'm going to take this floppy out and just stick a generic floppy in there for now. And we're going to pan back over on my TT030 as we boot up my Mega STe. I'm glad I started the recording on this. Okay, we need to open up. A little bit more. Focusing on the screen. And I'm going to wait until the Mega STe is fully running. They're now connected, both configured. I'm going to then bring up the letter N directory. I got to wait for the Mega STe to boot though, so bear with me. So have you enjoyed this exercise? The only slight little hiccup is I think I forgot to take out the other Power DOS directory. I thought I threw it all away. Maybe I didn't, or Xboot is seeing something else. I don't know, but it is booting and it's got the proper Power DOS stuff running. Okay, both desktops are up. Install devices. It brought up N. Double click. And nothing's freaking in there. You son of a bitch. See, this makes zero sense. There should be a folder now in here showing it. It is not. Let me bring it. I'm going to go over here and install devices and double click and no TT030. So this is what I'm running into. What step did I miss or not do that would do this? Is it the alias thing that you need to go in there and put some type of alias? I don't think so, because I printed out the exact stuff from Don Apple. There's nothing about that in here. I don't believe he did any of that. So I should right now, with these two computers connected, Apple cabling, everything, I should be seeing a folder in here that shows Mega STe. It is not. So there you go. I'm going to post this video. Hopefully somebody can catch what it is I'm doing wrong, because I think I did everything right and it's just not working. So thank you for watching. Bye. Well, I'm back. I want to show you that I now have this all working. It went from bad news to batter to finally an epiphany, and I finally got my LAN ports working on my two computers right now, the Mega STe and the TT030. I posted after this last little video I did, I said, why isn't it working? There's a problem. I'm going to post a video up on the Atari forums, have people look at it. Also message Don Apple. He hasn't got back to me yet. Why haven't you? He's probably not on the Atari forum daily. But I posted him saying, hey, can you watch this video? And I waited, and then I didn't say any post, but I continue. I'm persistent. And I continued troubleshooting myself and saying, this has got to work. I just don't get it. And then it kind of somewhat dawned on me. Back in the Apple days, when I had early Apple systems, there were various extension conflicts that you had to troubleshoot. And then it made me remember back when I had my Atari ST from 87 to mid-90s, that there were also similar type of extension type of issues. Not extension, but accessories or CPX files that didn't or conflicted with one another. So I started thinking, maybe I need to take all these out of the equation. I had things pretty limited. I had just the bare bones HDD driver on here and the X-boot, and I turned pretty much mostly everything else off, but I still had some accessories and stuff running. I didn't think there would be any type of conflict. Same thing goes for the Mega STe. I let them run. So I started thinking, well, that's weird. Why isn't it working? Yesterday, after I posted that video, I continued, like I said, troubleshooting, and I took everything off, I reinstalled everything, and then I said, oh, how about this aliens are out there. The alias things, maybe I need to put in an alias. So I went in here during that config part, and I said, well, let's make an alias of this drive. And I did that, and all of a sudden, on this computer, the Mega STe popped up. And I go, has it been this all along? And so I double-clicked on the Mega STe over here, and a busy bee came up, and the busy bee never went away. Well, I'm at least getting the computer showing up now on the end drive. I reinstall everything all over again. But once I double-click on the TT030 from my Mega STe, get the busy bee, and after about 45 seconds to a minute, comes up and basically says there's a timeout. So I don't know if there's some other conflict going on or what's happening, but and it continued for hours. It wouldn't work. It saw it, but all of a sudden it disappeared. So I said, oh, let's reboot the computer. I reboot, and then nothing shows up. So that's when it started dawning on me. There's got to be a conflict of something serial, something that is not jiving with this PowerNet software. And so I said, okay, let's go in and look at the various accessories that are running. And logically, I kind of turned off a couple that said, I don't think these need to be in here. Let's turn them off. Did that, and it still wouldn't work. So I said, okay, we're going to do this right. We're going to turn off everything. On this computer, I only let HDD driver and X-boot, and no accessories, no extensions, nothing. You don't call them extensions on here, but no accessories, no CPX modules, nothing. On the Mega STe, I don't have X-boot at the moment, so I just took everything out of the auto folder other than the hard drive stuff, and no accessories, nothing. Rebooted, all of a sudden, can you see right here the word Mega? Let me make sure it's focused in. Hold on a second. I want to make sure this is, yeah, you can see it close enough. It says the word Mega. And I go, okay, well, it's shown that before. Double click on it, and what do I see? Let's go double click on this. There's files now, no busy bee. I can see ASCII. I went ahead during my config, said I want to see everything. So it sees all of the drives of my Mega. And just to show you that I'm not lying, let's double click on C. This is the files over on the C on my Mega. Pretty dang excited. At the time, I was using the new Apple branded components. And you're saying, TG, well, you're holding them right now. How is this working? Because I thought, well, after getting it working all this time, maybe the Farallons will work. So right now, I'm using the Farallon with RG11 phone cable connected between the two, and it's working. So that 100% LocalTalk compatibility is there, supposedly, because it's working. I'm not sure which I'll use in the end. What's nice about these Apple is they're locking. So on this mechanism, you have to pull back a little bit to unplug the plug. So it's a locking style. These Farallons plug in quite tight, so I don't think I'm worried about the locking part. And I've got 3 computers that I want to connect, and I own 3 Farallon style LocalTalk connectors and plenty of phone cables. So I may use that for now, and we'll use these Apples as a backup. I don't know yet. But you can see I'm doing stuff. Let's copy something just so you can kind of see. And then I will make a new video of everything tucked nicely in its corners, showing everything. When I get that Falcon connected as well, we're going to do a whole another video. But this is a video that I want to wrap up because it's been, what, a half an hour already. It's a long video. So here's the Mega. Let's open up D on my hard drive here on my TT030. And I just want to copy something over. I don't know what's in here. Oh, geez. Do I have basic over here? Yeah, I've already got basic pro. What do I have over here that I don't have over there? Ugh. Sometimes moving these folders around on an old clunky mouse is a little... I don't have Power DOS over there. Let's just... No, I don't want to copy... I don't want to screw anything up. A Sting? Sting? I don't see Sting over here. So I'm going to copy this whole Sting over to here. Drop it on. It's all drag and drop. It's got 84 files. Click OK. And now you're just going to see it clunk through. Now, this may take a little while, but it is considerably faster than the MIDI network that I did with Duet before. And you can see when I double-clicked on N, it brought it up really quickly. So I'm quite surprised. So yesterday, I was giddy as a kid when I finally saw and double-clicked on Mega, and it opened up and wasn't the busy bee. I finally said, finally, it's working. Now, I still got some work to do. There's some troubleshooting. I need to figure out which accessory or which CPX module on here or there is causing it, and then take it out, and then use Xboot on both, and to make sure if I'm going to need to do networking that I boot up without it. But I don't know which one it is yet. That's for a later date. I just wanted to get this video wrapped up showing, yes, the LAN ports work so far on my TT and my Mega STe. Yes, it's working with the Farallon adapters as well as the Apple adapters. And you can see it's cruising through this pretty well. The bigger the file, it takes a little bit longer, but it's moving 84 files between the two via the LAN port, RS422, on my TT030 and Mega STe, which is something, look at that, that's actually pretty dang quick. That worked really well, and you can see it over here. What did I move over? Oh, the Sting directory. And I double-click on it, and all the files are there. So I have it working, finally. So I'm persistent. After posting up that video, I just continued crunching. Sometimes with these older computers, you need to throw everything you can at it. And then when I had that little brief, when I had all of a sudden the first time the Mega STe came on with the alias, it was fooling me. It was showing it, but then I double-clicked on it, it wouldn't work. So that told me that I had a networking thing going on, but there was a conflict. What that conflict was, I started thinking, okay, in the world of Apple, it would have been an extension conflict. On the Atari, well, I didn't have much running, but underneath desk, right now you'll see I have nothing because I turned everything off. So I need to figure out what is the conflict. It's going to be some trial and error of saying, this shouldn't make a difference. Let's turn it on both. Let's see what happens. And then eventually figure out the problem child and then cut that one out of the equation if I can. Or with Xboot, turn it off and boot up with the PowerNet settings for when I'm going to be needing to do networking between computers. So eventually I'm going to make another video with all the stuff tucked in without this cable here dangling. And then you can see the entire thing. And I'm hoping by then I'll have the Falcon connected with the TT as well as the Mega STe, all via the RS422 LAN port. Yes, it works. There was lots of people out there saying, oh yeah, I could get Sting and I could get this and then I could do this modem thing, but I could never get any of those things to work, and there was no video proof of it working. It was people saying it did it. And they're probably much brighter than I, so I needed visual proof. And now, people, you have it. It's working so far, and I've rebooted and shut down many a times. It continues to work. So this, if you want to, on one computer, you want to buy, like, say, Net USB. I want to get one of those one day, but I couldn't afford buying 3 of them, so I'm going to buy one eventually, put it on my TT030, and then via LAN, connect all of my other Falcon and Mega STe together so I can share stuff internally, and then with MIDI Duet, I'm going to connect this with MIDI cables over to my Mega 2 ST, the old one that doesn't have a LAN port, so I can share files with it. So I will have a network here in my office of 1, 2, 3, 4 old Ataris. I have more Ataris, but I don't have room in here to put more. But we're going to get 4 eventually connected up, sharing files in a fun way. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, that it was informative. And at this point, it's done. It is working. Now troubleshooting comes in. I need to figure out which desk accessory or whatever's causing a conflict. Turn it off. Logically, I tried to just pinpoint a few, and it was still not working, so I just said, let's go back to square one. Sometimes square one means booting up from a perfect operating system that has nothing on it to figure out, is it the OS or is it the hardware? And sometimes you just need to do a drastic thing, and I did semi-drastic, taking everything out, but they're all there. I just need to turn them all back on now. So thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.